in the house, in the mix.
Yay!
We are back with another banger episode. I got
Banger,
Kev on stage in my head. Bangers, 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 all
banger, banger.
2022. Oh, yes. And we're going to start it off right because last week I was all over the place. Now, today, first of all, I'm inside, so I'm not cooking like I
Right.
was outside.
Not
With
baking.
the kids are at school.
Woo
They gone.
woo.
They doing their thing, and so
Gonna
there's peace
party.
in the space, and we can actually get down like we needs to. You feel me?
Absolutely.
So we
Mm.
welcome you to the Way Love Goes podcast. I'm your boy Don Dees with my lovely sister.
Tierra Monique.
Yes, indeed. And we are getting ready to talk about something positive. Not that our conversations are they're not negative, but
Right.
it's just, you gotta just it's how do I say it? A lot of relationship stuff focuses on like
Negative.
tackling issues and
Yeah, the
problems.
negative.
But
Yeah.
today we're
Yeah.
going to
Today,
celebrate the good
the good
and
parts.
positive things. Like
Yeah.
it's helpful in the same way, but the content is more positive
Right.
than negative. So
Right.
that's what's up. That's how we getting into it today.
Yeah.
So yeah. Let me see. There we go. All right. Sorry. Yeah, you got the little feedback stuff going there. But anyway, we good. We're good to go. Yeah.
Okay.
Anyhow. So let's get popping. Let's get into this. First of all, we got to check in and see how we're doing. So, what's new with you? Anything exciting, fun,
I've been
mundane,
having
boring, but
I've been having a really good August. Really,
mm,
really good. As far as in my well, I can in my work life and in my personal life. So work life is
mm-hmm.
good. I'm in a leadership program right now with my job, so that's almost done, and I'll be graduating in September from that.
Hey,
So
September, that's
and
next month.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So the end of September, and
Yeah.
yeah. So then, and in my personal life, it's been fun as far as like the family life and friends hanging
Mm-hmm.
out a lot. I've been having new experiences. Oh, look at that. My phone, always. Um, uh, I went to my first NFL game ever in my life. And
Oh,
a
okay.
I am a huge football fan. I love watching football. I don't care who team it is. I'm watching it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at it.
Mm-hmm.
Football's on Sunday, Monday, Thursday, and then sometimes Saturday. Well, all the time Saturday if you're a college football fan. So I'm a Bama
Mm-hmm.
fan as far as college, and I am a Baltimore fan for the NFL. And my really, really, really nice friend took me to see a Baltimore game this past week. You like how I said that, right? A really, really, really nice,
Really, really, really nice, super
really nice,
nice friend.
super nice
Yeah,
friend.
that's good. That's good.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So we went to the Baltimore game last
Mm-hmm.
Thursday, and then I took the kids. I've been on like a little mini staycation right now. So I've been
Mm-hmm.
hanging out with the kids yesterday and the day before. We went to North Carolina to the Outer Banks to their water park. That was
Mm.
fun. It was in the news. So I've been having a good last bit of the summer. Going out of town tomorrow with my good friend Jessica, and
Hey.
we're gonna have some good fun at her family reunion. So I'm just having a really good time. I think sometimes we focus on what we don't have and we don't recognize what we
Mm-hmm.
do have. And then when we focus on what we do have and we say positive, all the good stuff just starts coming to us.
Mm-hmm.
And our eyes are open more. So my eyes are open more. My heart is open. And I am just so optimistic about the rest of this year and the years to come. So what about you? I know
Yeah,
you said
that's good.
school.
Shoot, I don't know how to follow that up. My life seems terrible now. No, no, man, it's good. We're getting back into the groove. The kids started school this week, and so I'm excited for the potential of like how my schedule is going to start looking.
Right.
One thing, and I think we had talked about this a while back, was I didn't realize how much time my wife and I didn't have to spend together, because in the summer you got all kinds of stuff going on with the kids.
Right.
Then for the pandemic, my youngest daughter, when she started school, she started in the pandemic, so she was at home, and so it wasn't until we kind of got past that and everybody started going back into person. It was like the last month of their last non-pandemic school time, and we were like, yo, there's actually some time, like we could do some stuff now.
Yeah.
And so now that they're back in school from the beginning, we are like, okay, we can actually like kind of plan out what we want to do in terms of our personal goals and stuff, but also in time together, we're going to start being able to do stuff again. So I'm excited for the potential of what's about to happen. Right now, we just getting in the flow. So yeah,
right.
That's good.
Right.
And then of course, the church and all that stuff is good. So yeah.
Yeah, and the
Lord God is good.
The Lord's still doing his thing.
He's still doing his thing.
He's still doing his thing. He's still doing good. I'm on the same page as you, because when the kids start on the 29th, I'm like, ooh, let me go ahead and start planning out my week. I'm gonna work. I'm gonna go work out. I'm gonna go do this. I can go do this. And just like a lot of prayer for like no sickness and no COVID cases springing up or whatever. But
right,
I'm in the same wavelength for you, like just getting things in order when you have free time.
Yeah,
we love our kids, but we need our free time at the same time.
Right. You got to develop yourself as well, because I haven't really been doing any social media stuff. I used to post every day, and for the past 2 months, because it was so busy, just haven't even had time to do it. So I'm gonna get back into all that. So it's good stuff. But let's get into this topic though.
Yes.
Oh, you know what? Sorry, before that. Yes. Hit it.
First, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and follow and comment the Way Love Goes podcast. Tell your mama, tell your sister, tell your brother, tell your friend, tell your enemies about the Way Love Goes podcast. If I can get my words right today, the Way Love Goes podcast.
So
we're on YouTube, we're on Spotify and Anchor and Google Podcasts and wherever you stream your Apple. Yes. We're on all of those things, so make sure you give us a 5-star rating so that we can show up in the love algorithm of the social media world and the podcast world, and tell everybody to watch us and listen to us so they can find out how to navigate, the way love should go in your relationships and in your marriages, and if you're dating or if you're divorced or separated, all those things. Just listen and tune in, because we both have each other. We both each other have experience. D is married. I was married. I'm divorced, and now I'm dating. So it's a whole good pot of goodness in there. So yeah,
really, really good friends. Yeah, it's great.
Our really, really nice friends.
Really, really nice friends.
We're really, really nice friends.
Yeah, I like that one. Okay, so today we are talking about these green flags, though. Focusing on what you want, not what you don't.
Exactly.
Okay. And I think it's nice to have these conversations. Like we're always talking about the red flags, like all the time, right? The red flag. But I wonder if we made that shift, because I've noticed in general, man, in the relation, I don't know why this stuff comes into my feed so much. Maybe because we have relationship podcasts and that's in my hashtags and stuff and whatever.
Right.
But I always get these, a lot of these videos about these people talking about high value man, high value woman, or these different dynamics between men and women. I've been getting a lot of videos recently where it's talking about like women who have these sort of unrealistic expectations of men. It's crazy. So with all of that stuff, it's usually taking the toxic route, or it's like, look at how jacked up that stuff is. This is terrible,
Right.
everybody. So we thought today, let's look at the relationships and focus on the green flags, the goals, the
Right.
things that you're like, yes, more of that, please.
Yes.
2
more of that.
helpings, 2 slices. And maybe that's going to be, like if you're curating your life, you put the
Right.
good in, and then that's more of what's going to come up. So what I
Right.
thought would be cool to kind of like start off with is I got this list that I saw on Twitter of green flags.
Right.
So I want to read this list, and then I want to know what's your top 3.
Okay.
Maybe a top 3 and an honorable mention. Okay.
All right. All right.
But this is not an exhaustive list, but
Right.
it's a list nonetheless. All right. So here's the ones that I saw. Their presence is calming.
Yeah, that's nice.
They respect your opinion.
That's good. That's good.
Tantalizing. They make you laugh.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Oh, that sounds like that's a top contender.
Yeah.
They listen without judgments.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Ooh, dude, this seems too good to be true. They are supportive. Because like I said, our mindset is always like waiting for the negative. I'm like, okay, which one am I going to read of these? It's like, they got that, but these are just the good ones. They're supportive. All right. They respect your needs. Come on now.
Yeah.
They honor your boundaries.
Oh yes.
Woo! They make an effort. Lord have mercy. Is that a green flag now?
That is a huge green flag.
Yeah, but man, that seems like the standards of society is quite desperate if making an effort is a full-on green flag.
People don't make effort anymore. People do not make an effort. Because I always say my motto is how I measure if someone's really into me is based on their effort. I say effort equals interest. If your effort to communicate with me and go out with me and get to know me on the phone and not just text me all the time, your effort equals interest. When you're really interested in me, I will be able to know. And you'll be able to know too if I'm really interested in you based on my effort towards you. So yeah, people don't make an effort anymore because everybody has so many options, I guess. So
yeah. Oh, okay. I know. Yeah, the internet didn't mess this up. All right. And then here's the last from the list. They make you feel valued.
Oh yeah.
Make you feel valued. All right. So one more time, I'm gonna this is great. All right, so their presence is calming. They respect your opinion. They make you laugh. They listen without judgment. They are supportive. They respect your needs. They honor your boundaries. They make an effort, and they make you feel valued. All right, so top 3 honorable and an honorable mention. What you got? What you thinking?
For my top 3 from this list, right?
So yeah, like God is like, I can't. It's impossible for everybody to have everything, but I'll give you 3 of these.
Right.
And
a personal. I'm like, all of them.
yeah. I know God can give you all of it.
Okay. So my top 3.
If you had to pick 3.
My top 3. Ooh. Okay. They make me laugh.
Okay. Yeah. I figured that was gonna be one.
They said the way to a man's heart is food. The way to my heart is laughter. If you can keep me laughing and not get so serious all the time, I am all in. Nice. I'm not gonna say it don't matter what you look like. It does.
It does, yeah.
But if it's like if there was something that I had a yellow flag on with you, but you always made me laugh, I could probably be like, let me see how this goes. Yeah,
it turned into light green or something like a light green,
yellow green, like a yellow green. Yellow green. Okay,
like a little spectrum. Yeah. Okay, so that's number 1.
Number 1, they make me laugh. Okay. Let's see. They make me feel valued. That's that right there. They make me feel valued. If I feel like you value me, which to me, they make me feel valued is the umbrella for respecting my needs, respecting my
Mm-hmm.
opinion, and being supportive. Because when you value me, then you'll respect my opinion, you'll respect my needs, and you'll be supportive.
Okay, so you okay?
You
So
see how I just
you
threw
try
all
to do
those in
the
there?
you try to you trying to do the $5 for
I
4.
gotta put that in
I
there.
got you. I
Okay.
got you.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
So I love to feel value, because that just it makes it makes you feel good when you know that someone recognizes your worth. They know, I guess the term that's now out here all the time is they know what you bring to the table.
Oh,
They know what who you are, and they
that's
see
a
it. They see who you are. They see this is a good woman. And
yes.
she can bring value to my life, and I can bring value to her life. It's not all about me upgrading somebody. It's somebody upgrading me too, and we're upgrading each other. So there's things that I don't know that he will know, and there's things that he doesn't know that I will know. So that's the whole part. So I feel valued. So they make me laugh, they make me feel valued, and gosh, this is hard. Oh, this is hard.
You got one more.
They make an effort. I'm gonna say they make an effort.
Make
It's
an
hard
effort.
because I was torn. They make an effort. So they actually make an effort. So that they show initiation. They initiate the conversations. They initiate. They make decisions and say, hey, I want to go here. Do you want to go? Not always asking me what I want, but I think that in society we have told the man that they always have to ask a woman what she wants. You got to ask her what she wants. You can't do nothing unless you know what she wants. My thing is that if you are listening to me when I'm talking and you are observing what I do, then you know what I want. So you don't have to ask me all the time.
Okay, so it's still what you want. It's just they gotta listen to figure it out, so they don't gotta always say it to you.
Of course, I'm gonna tell you. Of course, sometimes you're not gonna know what I want all the time, but I'm thinking like every time you shouldn't always ask me where I want to go and eat. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
If I tell you that, if you're asking me questions in the beginning, you're asking me, hey, what is your favorite food? And if I tell you shrimp, then I'm a seafood person. I want some shrimp. So you don't even have to ask me. You just need to pick a restaurant that got some good shrimp.
Gotcha.
Or if I say I like to watch movies, I like to go to movies. The only thing you need to know is what movie I want to watch.
Right.
So that's someone who actually makes an effort to get to know me. Like, I'm gonna tell you, I get when I'm on a dating app, someone says, "Oh, I know you have a lot of men talking to you." It's not about the quantity; it's about the quality. Because I can have a lot of options, but what are these options doing?
What are they there for? What are these peasants there for?
What are you doing? If all I get is "Good morning, beautiful," and that's all I get for the rest of the day, and I don't get nothing else, you're not making.
You want that text that be like, "Yo, I got shrimp."
Right. I want to be "Good morning, beautiful. Hope you have a great day." It should be something that's throughout the day, or you follow it up with a phone call later on in the day, or if the only message I get from you all day is "Good morning, beautiful," that means that to me that tells me that I am in the line of people that you're trying to process of elimination. That's all. That's how I look at it. It's a process of elimination. So they make me laugh, they make me feel valued, and they make an effort, because that shows me that they're really intentional about me. Do I have to do my honorable mention?
Go for it. You didn't snuck 5 in there, but go for it.
Right? Yeah. My honorable mention is gosh, they don't have it on here, but I'll say they honor my boundaries. So my boundaries as far as my boundaries as far as like the time that I have with my kids and the times that I have with them. So until we get to a point where my kids can meet them, they have to respect my time boundaries. Like I can't, all my time can't go to you all the time, and you can't feel a type of way whenever you're not included in what I'm doing with my kids. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Right. Yeah. So,
and that is a thing too. Go ahead.
that could be tricky when a guy doesn't have their kids all the time, or if a guy has kids who are older, and it's
Mm-hmm.
easier to leave his kids alone and go and do his business. Whereas for me, I still have a 6-year-old who always needs
Yeah, yeah,
he
yeah,
always needs
yeah.
supervision.
You got to get the
So yeah,
sitter. Yeah, right, right, right.
yeah, yeah. So yeah. So
Yeah.
what about
No,
you?
I get
I
it.
took up most of the time on this one. What about you?
Oh no,
What
no,
are
no.
your
That's good. I respect, I value your opinion. So I value what is it?
you respect my
I
opinion?
respect your opinion. I value your time. Yes. No, why am I joking about that? I do. Well, that's not a joke. Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. So for me,
Mhm.
number one, top one, and I think this has become my new top one probably over the
Uh-huh.
past maybe few years.
Right.
Um, their presence is calming.
Oh yeah. See,
That
that's
one
Mm-mm-mm.
is not, and you know it's crazy, and you know what made me? I can't now remember exactly. I don't know what the video is called, but it was this Busta Rhymes music video that I was watching,
Right.
and he was, it's like a dark setting, and he kind of looked like he was, you know, kind of stressed about something, and he was like, while he was rapping, he was like kind of stressed, and he was like, at the window or whatever, and then his lady came over and just kind of like brought him to the couch, and he just like laid back on her, and she was kind of like rubbing his head. I was like, you know what? That right there is actually some primo
Mhm.
stuff when you could just
Right.
release, especially people that have jobs like myself where you are expected to listen to people's problems a lot,
Mhm.
where you're expected to be a problem solver, where you
Mhm.
get a lot of information that is like dealing with putting out fires or troubleshooting or things like that, or where it is expected for you to kind of like be the positive energizer or infuser. That takes a lot
Mhm.
out of you. And so when you're trying to do all that and then you balance that with your own whole personal life, which has got all of its things, if
Right.
you can find a person who can give you peace and
Mm.
calm, dude,
Yes.
that is top. That is the top. That is
Yes.
like when
Yes.
I pull up, I drive, get home at the end of the day, and when I walk into my house, it's like, hey man, glad to see you, glad you're
Yeah.
around,
Yeah.
versus somebody who's like, again, okay,
Well, you sit
let's
in
do
the
it.
you sit in the driveway and don't want to get in the house.
Yeah, you be sitting in there for like 20 minutes or back out. Yeah, no. So that one is a new number one
Yeah.
for me. That's been
Mhm.
over the past,
Yes.
thing. So that's it. The next one. Let me look over here. I'm gonna jump in with you. Um, makes an effort. That's
Yeah.
a good number two, especially when men are kind of expected to, make all the effort. It's
Right.
nice when the ladies also make the effort. Um,
Right.
that makes, which, so I'm a reverse it on you. If I see them making the effort, that already makes me feel valued and respects my opinions, da 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 da.
Right.
And then my third, yeah, I got it. I don't know, it wasn't as big, but I try to sneak some in
Yeah.
there. And then my third one, not that it's a lesser one, but it's just another one.
Mhm.
Make me laugh. I love laughing, man.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah. Me
laughing,
too.
and I hate to say it. It's like I don't know what it is, but I don't run into a lot of women that make me laugh. I don't know if that's
Right.
because they're just more serious. Maybe their life is just like, bro, I'm just trying to survive. I ain't got time to make you laugh. It was like I don't know if you saw Amanda Seals, her HBO special, and
I did.
she was
I
talking
did.
about Harriet Tubman,
Uh huh.
and he was like, "Come on, Willie, let's go." And Willie wanted to. He was like, "I'm bored. I need a joke." She had to like pull a joke out of her, her hairband or whatever. So I'm like, maybe they're like, "Look, man, we trying to save the world. We ain't got time to make you laugh or whatever."
Right.
So like that, and I love, like, one of my favorite things is when I'm talking to my wife and out of the blue she'll say a joke, because her humor is like ninja humor. Like,
Right.
you totally think you're in a serious mode, and all of a sudden she'll just bust out with something that is wild, and you're like, what? And it
Right.
is hilarious. So I love those moments where we'll just be chilling, and all of a sudden she'll just say something hilarious, and I'm just laughing like, you you had that in the chamber for a minute,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
So those are my top three. My honorable mention, I'm gonna say respects your needs. I'm gonna say respects your needs.
Yeah.
Because I saw a video, man.
Hmm.
It was this lady. She was at the airport with her I guess it was her husband. I think it was her husband,
Okay.
and
Okay.
and their son, I think. And she
Hmm.
said to them, she was like, I don't know if you see this, but she's like, I'm gonna take care of you, right? I'll do whatever you need to make sure you're okay. She said to the little
Hmm.
boy, and he was like, yeah, of course, I know. And then she said it to her husband, I would do the same for you. He's like, yeah, I already know. And then she says, who's that over there? And then the camera pans over, and they were at the airport, I guess, to pick up the man's father and mother.
Oh, okay.
And the caption on the bottom was like, I knew my husband needed his mom, and so she flew the
Oh.
mom and the dad out, and you just see the picture of the dude, and he's like hugging his
Right.
mom, and and
Right.
you hear her voice in the background, and she's like, I got you. I know what you need. I know you needed your
Right.
mom, and so I got you. And I was like, wow, that is really
Right.
quite amazing, because nobody really thinks about, like, as if you're an adult, you're kind of
Right.
just thinking like, okay, we're in the adult mode. Our responsibility is to take care of our whatever we
Right.
got going on. We
Right.
don't think about how we might still need encouragement from the people who raised us, who know us, know things about
Yes.
us that we might still not even know about ourselves, but they
Right.
do from observing us and growing up and all that stuff. So respects your needs. I think that's also a good one.
Absolutely.
Every once in a while,
Absolutely.
just be like, all right, all right, all
Right.
right, that was cool. I
Right.
needed that. I didn't even know I needed that.
Exactly.
So yeah. So that's my list. That's my list. Um,
That's good. I
do
think all
you?
of it.
I know
I like
all of these are amazing.
all of them are good. I mean, because like the peace part, I need that
Oh
too.
yeah,
I need
right,
I mean,
right.
I need all of it. I need all of it. And I always say, and I think I said this before years ago, as far as like for women to also be that peace for men,
Hmm.
because like you were saying, you want to be able to come home and not have to deal with the same thing you dealt with outside of the home in your own home. Like your
Right.
home should be a place of peace for the entire family, but especially for your partner and your spouse.
Yeah.
So you want to be that peace, because men need a woman who they can just be themselves with without any
Hmm.
kind of judgment. And women need that too, but I think men need it
Yeah.
more because there's so much pressure on men to do so many things as a man, to
Hmm.
be strong all the time. So if a woman can be that place of peace and serenity where a man can just let his guard down and be himself and be vulnerable, and
Hmm.
and maybe insecure at times, and just be without somebody saying, "Oh, be a man up. Why you acting like? Why you crying?" You just
Hmm.
want that. So a man wants that. So I think it's good for us to all reciprocate these things on this list to
Yeah.
each other. But it is very important for us to focus on these things, because again, I'm like, all of them, give me all.
I know, right? Why suggest that? And it's not to say that if somebody had, but like certain people, they have their qualities that are kind of like these are what we're good at. And even though the other ones are not my
Right.
best strength, I might still be able to do that,
Right.
or I'll learn to improve on that. I wanted to touch on one that you
Right.
talked about, which was the making an effort. Um,
Right.
and I was watching, dude, I forgot Melissa Frederick's dating show. What's the name of that show?
Oh, Love on Stage. I
Love
watch
on
that all
Stage,
the
Love on
time.
Stage.
Yes.
And the first season, I remember when they were kind of doing their evaluations of which guys
Mm-hmm.
should go with which ladies. They said
Right.
something that really hadn't occurred to me, which was one of the ladies. She was like an executive, pretty successful businesswoman, and they were
Mm-hmm.
saying, you know what, she probably would love to have a man. I guess this was based on her interview. It says she would
Right.
probably love to have a partner where she can release all of that. Like she's always
Right.
in boss mode. Like I got to make all
Mm-hmm.
the decisions. I got to do this. I
Right.
got to. She probably would love to have a partner where she can release and let that person do that, because
Right.
not on some patriarchal machismo macho type stuff, just on the
Right.
fact of, you know what,
Right.
let me take care of you kind of thing. And I think that is almost like the maybe it's a partner version of getting your piece. It's like, okay, I don't
Mm-hmm.
want to always have to, like you said, be making the decisions. I don't want to always have to,
Right.
I mean, you know me well enough, and sometimes I just want you to make a decision. I know my wife, she be getting tired of me asking, uh, so where are we going to go? Or what we should be like, I don't know. What do you want to do? You
What do you
decide. I'm
want to
like,
do? Right.
yeah,
You
yeah,
decide.
yeah. Why do I always got to make it? So
Right.
I'm working on that myself, actually, which is probably
Right.
one of the reasons why that stands. I'm trying to be more decisive, be like, all right, let me do, let's
Right.
go here, let's do this, make the effort,
Right.
all that. So yeah, we can reciprocate. And these green flag lists, I challenge everybody, or invite you. Let me not make it so hard. I
Right.
invite you to find you a list of green flags
Right.
and then start working on them. You ain't got to
Right.
announce it to everybody, just in your own, within yourself.
Right.
Like, okay, let
Right.
me work on this one this week or this month. And yeah, I'm gonna try to make sure I respect my partner more, and I'm gonna be very intentional
Right.
about doing
Right.
that. And
Becoming
yeah,
what you want. Right. That's becoming what
exactly.
you want is right. So if you want someone to bring you peace, then you need to be peace. If you want someone to
Yeah.
effort, then you need to make an effort. So it's like becoming all these things that you want. So
Mm,
that's important. That's definitely
okay.
important. Yeah.
Now I got a couple
So
of questions
okay.
that I wanted to ask. I had a couple more, but I'm gonna just go to like the meatier ones that I wanted. Um,
Okay.
if you think about, because I'm pretty sure everybody had a list at some point. I probably also did too. I
I
wasn't a
still
good
have a
planner,
list.
so I didn't see you. So you still got a list. So here's my question: is your list, has it changed from before, and earlier in your life? Now you've had more life experience and that things. Has your how maybe I should ask, has your list changed, and if so, how? Because that's what I'm
Okay.
curious
Yes.
about. As
Yeah.
you know, in the
Yeah. My
40
list has
club,
changed.
how we go.
Right.
Yeah,
I'm in the 40 club. Yeah. My
yeah.
list has changed as I gotten older and I realized
Mm-hmm.
what's important, because when I was in my 20s, it was all about the person's outer look. It had nothing to do with anything
Mm,
else. I mean, they could have been broke and whatever. It didn't, all that stuff. It
mm,
didn't matter if they had a job. As long as they look good, that made
mm.
me feel good about who I was.
You're like,
I was
this
looking
guy's homeless, right?
right. You like, I
But
don't
he
care. He
looks
looked
good.
good, but he looks
I
good.
could give him a shower now. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Right. I mean, but he looks good. So now, because I had a type and everything, I don't have a physical type per se anymore. Because I used to always
Mm-hmm.
gravitate to lighter skinned men, but that's
Mm-hmm.
a whole other topic that had everything to do with my dad not being around. But anyway,
Oh,
so
okay.
yeah. So now in my 40s, or as a 40-year-old, um,
Mm-hmm.
my list has changed because I have realized through my dating experiences and through being married, what's more important to me and what brings me
Mm.
more peace, I guess you can say, what I
Mm-hmm.
need, especially now having kids. So my list has changed. So now I am more, and because I've become more, my relationship with God has changed to be
Mm-hmm.
better. It's gotten deeper. So I'm more focused on the character of a man than his looks. I'm more
Okay.
focused on his relationship with God. It doesn't have to be
Mm-hmm.
perfect because mine isn't, but is he in tune with God in a way where, he prays to
Mm.
God and that way that I know that I could submit to him because he's
Mm-hmm.
submitting to God and he's on his own journey with God. Um, to me, that's sexy. You don't have to have no
Mm-hmm.
six pack. You don't have to look like Idris Elba or Morris Chestnut. You don't gotta do none of that stuff. I need you to have you look amazing to me when you have strong character and you are showing me that I can follow you, that you are a great leader. To me,
Mm-hmm.
that's attractive. Are you family oriented? Are you a great dad? Are you in your kid's life? That's important because I have children. So I don't want just
Mm.
somebody for me. I want somebody for my kids. And are you are you on your journey or have you already arrived at being financially stable? So I have not always made the right choices when it comes to money, but I'm on my
Mm-hmm.
path to getting to a
Yeah.
better place. So I want someone who's also either they have already arrived and they can give me tips and so I can get there where they are, or we're on the same journey together and we can help each other. And you have to like sports. I I I was with a guy, my youngest son's dad. He liked
Mm-hmm.
sports, but he didn't want me to watch them with him. So like not only do you have to
Yeah.
like sports, but I want you to include me in it.
Yeah.
He never wanted me to watch football with him, and I didn't know why.
Mm.
But I love watching football. Football is my thing. So I don't I need someone who will include me in that and not just look at me
Yeah.
and say, "Oh, you're a girl, you're a woman. What do you know?" I'll go to a game. I may not
Yes.
know everything, but I know enough, and
Yeah.
I'm there. I'm not going to be a woman that's going to go, "Oh, you going to go watch the game again?" I'm like, "Hey, we going to?"
Yeah.
Where we go?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Where can I
No, that's
go?
dope.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so those are things that are important to me. A man who's family oriented, faithful, got himself on track with the Lord, or trying to get there, and
Mm-hmm.
got himself financially on track, has strong character. You can really tell when someone has strong character. I had went on a date with this guy one time, and
Mm-hmm.
he was so nice to me, but he was so rude to the waiter, and I was like, what? How do you, like what?
Wait
That
a
turned me
minute.
off. It turned me
Yeah.
off because I'm a people person, and I don't wouldn't want someone to me.
Yes.
So you have to be nice and to everyone around you, not just me. So no. So yeah, my list has
Okay.
changed for the better.
Ooh,
And I
you
you know what? Each year, still as each year that I'm still single. I still like take things off that doesn't matter. Like
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a person who's looking for a six-figure guy. I don't make six figures, so why am I looking for someone who makes six figures? That
Mm.
doesn't make any sense to me. So I'm looking for someone who is financially stable and on the right path and who
Mm-hmm.
is making right decisions when it comes to his finances. That's what's important because when we get together as a team, we can grow that thing to six figures or
Mm-hmm.
more if that was our
Mm-hmm.
goal together. So I'm not all about that. But a lot of
Okay.
women have that on their list that they want a man who's has six figures. Or
Yeah.
I used to have on my list a guy had to be tall.
Oh,
But
yeah. The
now,
tall, the
but
height thing.
I changed it. So now it's not tall, it's taller than me. So because
Taller than you. Okay.
I'm 5 feet. I'm 5 foot. So everybody's taller than me.
You're like, as long as you're taller than me, I just want to
just
feel,
be just be right
like I
here.
can lean on
I
you,
can look
bro.
up. want to look up. I just want to look up to you just a little bit, you know.
Yeah,
If
I
we
don't want
right
to kiss
here,
you all kneeling down.
I,
Yeah.
if we right here, I don't know. I just want to, you know, I don't like this.
So you don't want eye to eye. You got that. You got to have
I don't.
the tilt.
I want a little tilt. Just give me a little tilt.
Yeah.
I need a little
Just
tilt.
give me a little tilt, a little chin raise. Come on now. Let me get the chin raise on you one time.
Just a little bit.
I feel that. I feel that. Well,
I don't know why
what's
height
interesting?
feels secure to me. Go ahead.
Huh? What? Say it again.
I was saying I don't know why height feels secure to me. I don't know why that makes me feel secure. Height. I don't know what. I don't know. I had to look into that because women do always ask for tall men. I don't know why.
They always ask for tall men. Yeah.
Go ahead.
I don't know what it is about that. I was gonna say, for me, you know, obviously I'm not searching. I'm good. Right. So the list thing, how that I guess plays into my life as somebody already married, I guess I just look at it as, I guess the list now is more focused on, I focus on my part of the list. Like, what am I? And I'll be like, okay, what can I be for my wife that I have not been? You know, and the interesting challenge is trying to learn what would be better without just being like, because then again, that's just like, hey, what do you not like about me that I can change? You know, that's, I mean, that could be one approach, but again, that's like somebody having to tell you what to do, and they're like, oh, okay, I gotta tell you this too. Like, I just picked dinner. I just picked out how we're gonna do this. I picked out the financial plan. Now you want me to tell you how to be? You know, so that's exhausting, I'm sure. So I'm trying to, you know, whenever we do have conversations, because you'll notice that kind of flow in your relationship, like you'll go a long time where you're just doing life and it's just busy. But then you'll have like a random 10 minutes where you get to have a meaningful conversation with your partner. And you'd be like, you know, you gotta really like put that in the memory bank. Be like, okay, what we just talked about for these past 10 minutes, that was actually some pretty substantial, like substantive stuff. I need to put that in my memory bank and use that as we're continuing on in our journey together. So that's how the I think the list thing plays into me. I want to finish up with this last thing here. This article. Bro, my people, everybody out there, I gotta tell you, there is a reason why trained professional people are valued versus everybody just giving their opinion.
Right.
When you look at the internet, there's much less people that actually know what they're talking about, giving information and insight versus, you know, just people spouting off all this kind of crazy stuff. But this article confirms for me that the people who are trained, they really got some knowledge that we all need to be gribbity grabbing on. There was an article, and the website is mindbodygreen.com. That sounds like a good website. So go on there. And this article is by Linda Carroll. She is a licensed marriage and family therapist. And this article that she wrote, 5 key factors to consider when choosing a life partner. Because I'm thinking it's like, okay, all right, everybody, we got these flags and stuff, these green flags, we got our list, but then now let's find a practical way to go about it. And this article, I mean, you need to just go and find the article and read the article, but I want to give some summary bits that I thought was just extra fire, and you know, chime in when something hits you as well. All right. So these were the like the major points for me. The first one she says is that the way we feel when we fall in love doesn't necessarily mean that we are with the right person.
Oh my gosh.
Dude, she came out the gate. right?
What does it
So
mean
so let
then?
me tell you. So let me tell you. She said that's why it's called falling in love. You done
Right,
tripped
right.
into your emotions and
Uh-huh.
feelings, and it feels really good. And
Yeah.
that's what's basically going on in your mind. Now, she's saying though, it does not mean that you're not compatible.
Mm-hmm.
Only that you are a human and you're having
Mm-hmm.
this body chemistry. Like these are
Right.
feelings, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
When you're under, what she said, the way she says, when you're under love spell, most of us are willing to do, say, and be anything. You will change everything about yourself
Right.
for this moment because you're feeling like, oh, I want this. However, she says the logical part of our brain helps us to determine if this person has the right stuff for long term partnership. That's the
Yes.
key term
That
right
is
there, the
yes.
long
Long-term
term
partnership.
partnership. You got to
Yes.
use the head for that.
Yes.
You got to use the
Yes.
head. Just don't
Yes.
don't don't throw away the feelings, right? The feelings are
Yes.
also essential, but
Yes.
if I guess the inverse of that would be if you went totally logical.
Right.
Just like how you were saying, I love a person that does this. They ain't to say that the looks don't matter. They still matter.
Yeah.
But
They matter.
the lot,
But
if someone was trying to go only on logic, they would
right.
also they would also be messed up, right?
Right.
So she gives these
Okay.
5 clues to find out if someone has the qualities to go the distance, right? We're talking long
Right.
term here, all right?
Long term.
And she is hitting it on the head. I mean, why am I the one that's approving this? She's the expert. But anyway, I agreed with her assessment.
Right.
Number
Mhm.
one, family history.
Yeah.
I don't know that I even really thought about that at first. And even some of your replies, you've hit on this, but
Yes.
family history. She's like, try to determine how much they are able to accept, forgive, and have family members' backs. How supportive are they to their own family, right?
Mhm.
And look for how much they blame or make trouble for others.
Right.
Are they a
That is
blamer? Is it everybody else's problem, right?
yeah.
She said a good sign of like one of the ways you can kind of like look for balance in a
Mm-hmm.
person is, do they explain things like it, do they tell it like it is, or does it
Mm-hmm.
seem to be like a colored narrative
Right.
that's
Right.
like their favorite, their biases or whatever? It's like, for example, if you say, you know what, man, my dad was not she was giving that example. It's like, my dad was not the most supportive,
Right.
but every once in a while, yeah, he did come to my games or whatever. I mean, I know that
Right.
he was a very busy person, but every once in a while he did try to make it to my game. So it's not like my dad was horrible. He shut me out. He was never
Mhm.
there for me. He was always a workaholic. But nah, tell it
Right.
like it is. Be balanced. Be balanced. Um,
Right.
the second one
Right.
she gives, past
Before you go to second
relationships. Oh, okay,
before you
go
go to
ahead. Yeah.
second I want to say that this one is very important because if you ask the right questions about someone's family, like how is their family, how is their relationship with their mom and their dad and their sisters and brothers,
Mm-hmm.
it lets you know what you're walking into. Because
Mm,
if your goal is long-term partnership, i.e. marriage or whatever, you are going to marry their family.
oh yeah.
And you're going to marry the drama that comes with it. If there is currently drama, and that could be
Mm-hmm.
a little scary for people if you're not like, you're like, wait a minute, I want you, I don't want them, but they will come because whatever's going on in their family is going to affect your partner, and
Right.
then it will also affect your relationship if there is not good communication, or if you're not in tune with how to be able to deal with it. So I always ask that question. How is it, how are you with your family? Like, do you have good family? I mean, because no family is perfect, so you're not looking for a perfect family. You're not looking for a Leave It
Right.
to Beaver type, family, but you are looking to see, what is going on in the family, and then ask
Yeah.
questions like, if they don't have a good relationship with their dad, well, is there anything you want to do about it, or how do you feel about it, or because sometimes that resentment and that that whatever they feel towards their family can transfer onto you if they have not dealt with it. If they're harboring onto all those feelings and they haven't dealt with it, that can pass on to your relationship, and that can cause for not a good situation. So I just want to say that.
No, that's good. That's good. Guys and girls, know what you're walking into, right? Or do your research. This is your research time, and they're serving it up on a platter. What did Maya Angelou say? When someone shows you who they are, believe them. This is your smorgasbord. You're getting to see it right there, right?
Right.
Second key factor, or clue.
Right.
Past relationships.
Mm-hmm.
This one's probably a little more making sense to us. It says, discover what kind of friendships someone has, or had, or currently has. The best sign is that they still keep a few of their oldest friends. Like if there's somebody and they ain't got, they're like, yo, no friends from high school?
Hold on, time out.
College?
Flag on the play.
No? You're like a loner?
Loners. I shy away from loners. But my thing was, I don't know, is when, and I'm saying this because I know this person's probably gonna hear this, but I always get kind of weary about homegirls. And I ask questions. What does homegirl mean to you? Because I have heard homegirl from a lot of men, and homegirl can mean a girl that when I go back home, we do the business together. Or homegirl is someone I grew up with and we're just friends, and we're like sister and brother, and we've never had a physical attraction. Or sometimes it could be a homegirl who you did have something with for like a quick second, and y'all were like, oh, that was a mistake, but y'all remain friends, but y'all talk a lot. So I don't know. I'm always like, well, what kind of friendships do you have?
Got you. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's a good add-on to that.
Homegirls and homeboys.
Yeah. That's my brother. That's my bro. There. Okay. All right.
Y'all kissing?
Yeah. How close is it? How close are we here? Yeah. No, that's good. Yeah. That's good.
Yeah, getting the I said ask the question. Yeah. Ask the question and then decide whether or not you can deal with that. So I've asked the question and I'm like, okay, I can deal with that, until it shows its ugly head in another way. But I'm secure in myself where if you say this is what it is, I'm gonna believe it what it is. So don't lie to me otherwise. Until I see otherwise.
I saw the Steve Harvey clip where this dude was an aggressive friend. He was like, I'm going to be in your wife's life. We are friends. I'm going to invite myself to stuff.
Right.
I'm going to be there. I'm not, you can't get rid of me.
Right.
And then Steve Harvey sits down. He's like, now I'm going to tell it to you how you need to hear it, how he can't say it, but what you need to know. And he's like, listen, if you get into my house, it's going to be some problems. I might have to call some of the boys.
Right.
And we might have to communicate to you in a different way that you're not coming in here anymore. I was like, yeah, if you got friends like that they're always trying to insert themselves and stuff, and or they feel like a kind of entitlement to the to a relationship and to access to the person that you're with.
Right.
This is not what we're doing.
Right.
But you look for that. You could try to be proactive in eliminating that early. Another part of that relationship piece is see if they've been able to take responsibility for their failed relationships.
Woo, that's a good one.
Ask whether they I guess like try to see if they are fair-minded. Can they admit their shortcomings, or was she a psycho? Was he a crazy narcissist?
Right.
Or I probably could have did this a little more. I could have done that a
Exactly.
little.
Yeah.
What is it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Any thoughts on that? Any more
Yeah,
thoughts on that?
absolutely. Absolutely. Because if a person is always blaming the other person for what happened in the relationship,
Hmm.
then it's an issue. I mean, and even still, like when someone cheats, even if you didn't cheat, it's like there is something else going on to make a woman cheat to me. Like that's like if I was blaming my ex-husband for everything, and I go, okay, well,
Hmm.
I did cheat, so that played a part in it, and I
Hmm.
wasn't
Hmm.
that great of a wife sometimes. Throughout the almost 11 years of our marriage, I wasn't a great wife all the time. So it's like I was selfish. It's like taking accountability for what you did. That even though
Yeah.
you don't make, even though if you're a guy, even though you may not have made her cheat, still, reflect and take responsibility of what you may have done in the relationship. Now, there
Yeah.
are some people who they just cannot be monogamous and they're just going to cheat anyway. That's a whole,
Yeah.
and then your responsibility in that is seeing the red flag and not walking away.
Right.
I mean, because there's always a responsibility to something. So you may
Yeah.
have gotten involved with someone who's just never takes accountability for their own actions, and then you wonder why you're always going back and forth with each other. So it's like always taking responsibility, because if that person is always blaming the other person, then that's an issue there, and you don't really want to get too involved with that person right away. You want to like
Yeah.
slow it down, really slow it down, because that to me, it's like, woo, wait a minute. So yeah,
Pump them brakes, man,
pump
and
them
get
brakes.
out of there. If it's time to get out, get out. Don't
Right.
stay around. Don't try to like rationalize and be like, well, I know he cheated 4 times, but he was under a lot of stress, man, in his environment. Nah, time to go. Time
Right.
to go.
Right.
Get up out
Right.
of there. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, you good. This is a good one too. This next one, this next clue.
Uh-huh.
How do they handle anger?
Yeah.
Observe how they behave when they don't get
Yeah.
their way. Are they
Right.
disappointed? I mean, if they're disappointed or if they feel angry, because the way that people act with others under those
Right.
circumstances says a lot about how they will one day act with you.
Right. Exactly. Yeah, that's true. That is so true. And sometimes it's not even anger. They
Hmm.
can not get their way, and they can shut down on you.
Oh yeah.
If they shut down on you, if they start acting different as far as their communication because you didn't do
Hmm.
something that they said. And y'all can go back into our other episodes about communication where we talked about how
Hmm.
important it is to communicate. If someone disappoints you, you need to be able to say, you know what, the way you did this, I didn't like it, or it made me feel this
Yeah.
way, or so if someone's shutting down on you every time they don't get their way, to me,
Yeah, that's whack.
that's the opposite of anger in the worst way. Because it's like,
Yeah.
because then it's like they don't.
Stonewalling.
Yeah, it's like, really? Because then now you're dealing with the toddler. It's like either you're dealing with a toddler that gets angry and throws things, or you're dealing with a toddler that shuts down and gives you the silence treatment and don't want to say nothing. It's like
Oh yeah.
two different
And
behaviors.
the silent treatment
Woo!
to me is worse because
It's
that's like
worse.
total shutdown.
Yeah.
I'd rather let's get into a heated discussion. At least we're still
Right.
engaging, and
Right.
maybe I might learn something through what you
Right.
divulge. But
Right.
when I'm like, "What's up?" and you like,
Right.
"We're done." I
Yep.
walk in the room. I'm like, "Hey, how you doing today?"
Right. Ooh,
I'm
that
out.
is, yeah, that's too much toxic energy for me.
Right.
Right.
I need to leave the space, right?
Right.
On a
Right.
jet plane. I'm leaving on a jet plane. Don't know when I'll be back again. Yeah. Emotionally, I'll be
Right.
there. I'm not leaving, but
Right.
emotionally, I don't know when I'll be back. I'm out somewhere.
Right.
Yeah. Here's another one. The
Okay.
opposite of that.
Right.
Generosity. And
Right.
here is a fun
Fun
fact
fact.
about
Uh-huh.
generosity. Um, there was a study done, and generosity is considered the number one key to a good relationship, according to
Right.
this study at
Mm-hmm.
Virginia, University of Virginia. So watch
Okay.
how generous your potential partner is in their treatment and discussion of others. How do they, not just how they act with them, but how they talk about people? Are they gracious when
Mm-hmm.
they're, or do they give, do they look for the silver lining? Do they give people benefit of the doubt, stuff like that? How generous will they be when the quote unquote, as she says, the love potion wears off, when you're not in the honeymoon stage anymore, you still
Right.
got the generosity. And I want to add to that one thing.
Mm-hmm.
They might be, and I know that I was guilty of this, and I even to this day I still got to check myself from time to time on
Mm-hmm.
this. Being way nicer to people outside of your family than
Right.
people
Right.
in your family. You be
Right.
taking your family for granted,
Mm.
and you
Yeah.
are super nice, and your family be looking at you like, who is this Negro right here?
Right.
Where are you at the crib?
Right. That plays
You
into
know.
what I was saying about that guy being nice to me but mean to the waiter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Character.
Mm-hmm.
Character of a
Mm-hmm.
person. Mm-hmm.
That's right. That's right. So
Yep.
that generosity is another piece. Then the
Right.
fifth one,
Uh-huh.
I loved it. For me, this was my favorite of the list. This one, how full their life is.
Yeah.
Determine whether they have meaning in their life that doesn't relate to you, right? Their own interests, their own passions.
Right.
Do they have a history of like expanding themselves? Do they like to improve themselves? Do they have their own dreams and goals of do they work to make those dreams and goals happen?
Right.
When that definitely is something that plays into your life after the love potion wears off, right? When you're just getting in the groove of life and you're living together now and you're existing where they always talk about like how you got to still be your whole one person. It's not like you're half a
Right.
person and your other person is and you can, it's like
Right.
no, you got your whole existence. So as
Right.
you're going on in your relationship, do
Mm-hmm.
you have drive? Do you have focus? If you don't have those things, it is going to put a strain on your relationship for sure.
Right. And I would say with
Guaranteed.
that though,
Mm-hmm.
depending on where you meet people in their life,
Mm-hmm.
if you meet someone in their life where things aren't going the way they want it to go, and it's,
Mm-hmm.
and and they can't even control what's going on, but they're just like trying to get through whatever. I think that
Yeah.
don't judge that as they don't have a drive or a goal. I would
Mm-hmm.
ask questions, because that has happened. Well, I've had that experience where you meet
Uh-huh.
people and there's like something that's going on in their life right now that has kind of like it's kind of deflating them a little bit.
Uh-huh.
And I always say, well, not always, not me, but my a pastor, my bishop in Florida, he always says that when you meet people in your life and it goes past the hello, you always need to find out what your purpose is in their life at that moment. Are you there to help
Mm.
them? Are they there to help you? Are they
Mm-hmm.
there for short term or long term? And
Yeah.
maybe you came into that person's life to maybe to inflate them back up. Whatever that situation that's going in their life could be deflating them, but maybe you're that inspiration to help them see past it and get through what they need to get through, so they can
Mm-hmm.
to chase their dreams and find out what
Mm-hmm.
they want to do. Because sometimes situations may happen where they're like, oh man, I wish I could do this right now, but my current situation is not allowing me to do it. And and maybe they just need somebody to help them, encourage them, and they don't have that around them right now. So
True.
I would say look into that. Don't compare what you have going on in your life to what they should be having going on in their life. So you may be so driven and have all this stuff going on, and they may not have that going on right now. But just ask the questions like,
Yeah.
what do that they always had that question, where do you see yourself in 5 years? I say, where do
Yeah.
you see yourself in 5 months?
Yeah. 5 days.
I mean, the way the world is going right now, with all the pandemic and the sickness and stuff like that, 5 years, some people can't even think about 5 years.
Right.
They're
That's true. That's true.
to the end of the year,
I was like, well, I did have a 5-year plan, and then this
right,
pandemic
but
happened, and so now
right,
I've got to.
right. So it's like, where do you see yourself in 5 months? Where do you see yourself in a year? Or where are you trying to go in a year? Because you can
Where
see
you
yourself
trying to
there,
get to?
right? Where are you trying to get to in a 5 months or a year? Like, where are you going? And then that will open
Yeah.
up the conversation so that you can see where you fit in and how you can help them. Because sometimes I want to say this, I don't want to be a talk box, but sometimes we can go into looking for love, trying to meet a need for ourselves, but not going looking for a love to try to meet the need of another person. So if I'm going looking for love, I should be in the mindset that I want to meet the need of another person, which will in turn meet my need. Because if I'm being loving, then I'll be able to meet that person's need, and it should be hopefully it'll be reciprocated back. So
Yeah. That's
yeah,
a good point. That's a good
yeah,
point, man. Because
yeah. But if that
you
person is
right.
not, that person said, I don't know, I'm not doing nothing. I don't want to do nothing. I don't want to be nothing.
I'm trying to get the high
You
score
know,
on this video
woe is
game right
me.
now.
And it's like, oh, okay, well, let's work on our friendship, and I'll pray for you and that, but don't fall head over heels for them if they're
Right.
not gonna, if they don't have anything going on for them. If it's
That's
they
facts.
don't have anything, and it has something to do with being driven to make a lot of money, like you put in
Yeah,
on the
yeah,
note,
yeah.
interest and passions, like what else do they want to do, outside of what they currently do right now. It has nothing to do with making money, because right now in 2022, people are so driven to make that bag, get that coin, that they're missing out on the important parts of their lives that could be beneficial to them and other people. Like, what else are you doing besides making that coin? Are you helping
What are
other
you
people? Are
doing?
you impacting other people in a positive way? Or are you just making that bag? So
Yeah. Is it
yeah.
satisfying to you as well? Like, are you actually
Right.
satisfied, or you just do it? Because I've had friends that they're like in it, they'll be in a situation now that they enjoy, so
Right.
their mind's a little more open to reflect back, and they'll be like, man, actually, the last job I had a friend telling me, I remember the
Right.
last job I had, I was making more money than I am right now, but I hated that job. I
Right.
hated going to work every day. It was like so stressful to me, and I
Mm-hmm.
would pick what I'm doing now over that any day, and I was making more
Right.
money for sure. So yeah,
Right.
that's it. um
Yeah.
I got one more jewel
Okay.
that the lady then dropped. Yeah, this is fire. She says, and I just want to read it straight because I don't want to mess up her words. So this was what
Okay.
she says, paradoxically, the key to intimacy is the ability to be separate.
Mm.
Until you know yourself and feel whole and clear in what you want for your life, you'll never be able to be the best partner you can be. It's counterintuitive. I love counterintuitive things, by the way.
I love that
It's
word.
counterintuitive, yeah. But we really only get the most intimacy out of a relationship when we have done the most work on ourselves. The
That
trained
is
people
so
know,
true.
dude. Come on, man. This she's been like a practitioner since like 1981 or something like
Right.
that. So she
Right.
knows what's up.
Mhm.
And that quote right there, I mean,
Mhm.
dude, that's just fire, fire. Her main thing, like overall, she was like, I'll put it in my words. She basically is
Right.
saying is like, when you're trying to pick a partner, you got two homies to help you out, your head and your
Right.
heart. You
Mhm.
cannot neglect one because you'll be less satisfied. So as long as you're incorporating both of them, like your heart, this is like what feels good, gives you the chemistry vibes, and then your
Mhm.
head, you're looking at the objective data, kind of like those 5 clues that we just talked about. If you
Right.
have those things, then you can make an informed, educated
Right.
decision, and ain't nothing better than when you feel like you have consciously decided to commit to this person, and that person makes you feel good. Like there's nothing better. There's nothing better. So those are our suggestions for
Right.
y'all as you're pursuing those green flags, as you're focusing
Right.
on what you want, not what you don't want. Did you have a quote today?
I don't. That was a good quote.
Oh,
I
okay.
think I think that was good. That was good
Yeah.
right there. Well, I don't even have to add or take nothing away from that.
All right. I do have a scripture that I thought was fire. So let me
Okay.
drop that in, and then we'll conclude for today.
I
All right.
have one
So
too. I have one too.
okay, yeah. Let's bring it. Okay. You want to go first? You want me to go?
Okay. I just pulled this up. So it says Colossians 3:12-13. It's basically like a scripture prayer. So may I clothe myself in compassion, kindness, humility, gentleness, and patience. May I be
Mm,
patient with my friends, and may I forgive freely like you have forgiven me. May I shine your light in my friendships, giving glory to you through all that I do, say, and think. Thank you for my friends, Jesus. Thank you for the ways they build me up and remind me of your goodness and faithfulness. In your name I pray, amen. So it was like a scripture
mm.
and a prayer together. But I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
when we think about what we can do for ourselves, just like you said in that quote about
yeah.
becoming your best self so that you can have a good relationship and good relationships with other people. If I'm focused on what I can do and how to make myself better, then I will be open enough to be able to do the same for others as well. So if I'm clothing myself in kindness and patience, and if I'm kind with myself and I'm patient with myself, if I'm loving
Hmm.
myself, if I'm being humble with myself, if I'm forgiving myself, then I'll be able to forgive people freely. I'll be able to do the same. It's like a reciprocation. As I do it
Yeah.
to myself, I'll do it to others, and then in that aspect, I'll know what I want too. You know, because I'm patient with myself, I want someone to be patient with me. Because I'm kind to myself, I want someone to be kind to me as well. Because if you're doing
Mm.
that to yourself, then you're not gonna entertain people who don't do that for you as well. You know, you'll only entertain those green flags that you do on yourself, that green goodness that you put on yourself. You'll only entertain
Yes.
who then reciprocate that green goodness back onto you.
Green is
There you
good, guys.
Green is
That's the
good.
phrase
That's
I
my
think.
maiden
Green
name.
is good.
That's
Yeah,
my
not
maiden name.
Vampire in Brooklyn. Evil is good. Uh,
Yeah.
green is good.
Green is
All
good.
right.
I love green. Green is my favorite color. I love
Oh, there you go. Well, there you go. And my scripture, Ecclesiastes 7:8. It says, "The
uh-huh.
end of a matter is better than its beginning,
Oh,
and
that's good.
patience is better than pride." I was
That's so
like,
good.
dude, you got to think about where you're headed. Um, you can be in the moment, but think about where you're headed. So
Right.
that's why I love that one. Patience is better than pride. Pride is kind of like, yeah, I feel good right now. This is making me feel good instantly in
Right.
this moment. But shoot, man, if I could think about the long term and I
Right.
can see that, maybe this person might be really super
Right.
attractive and interesting at the moment, but there's a couple flags that are not green.
Right.
um let me reserve and keep my search going, because I'm looking for my holistic goodness. Patience is going to be the key to that. So
Right.
y'all, this is what we got for you today. Hope you chew it up,
Yeah. Focus on the green
digest it,
flags. Yeah.
focus on
Focus.
them
Yep.
greens.
The green
uh
flags.
The greens,
Peace,
man.
respect, laugh, supporting, respecting your needs. They listen without judgment. They make an effort.
Mm,
They honor your boundaries. They make you feel
preach.
valued. And then whatever your other green
Yes.
flags are, don't focus on
Yeah,
the
there's
negative.
more.
Focus on the positive. There's a lot more, and you have your own list. But yeah, so yeah,
And one of those,
our
one
call
of
to
those.
go ahead.
Go, no, go ahead, go ahead.
I was gonna say that our call to action is for you to go through your list that you have right now and see
Hmm.
if your list is full of what you don't want, not full of things that you do want. So
Ooh,
so you can focus on the positive, and not focus on the
yes,
negative
indeed.
in a
Yes,
person.
indeed.
Yeah, go ahead. What you got to say, Dave?
I was just gonna say, with the one green flag that we have for you is to go ahead and subscribe to this
Yes,
channel and and build this community up, because we want
right.
to
Build
hear from
our
you. We want
community
to,
of lovers.
yes,
Hey, we can call our people, hey,
yes.
lovers.
The lovers, what's up, y'all?
I love Tribe.
Yeah, the Love Tribe, man. What's good? Come on, y'all. Let's get up in there. We got a good little core group, and we want to expand and grow
Yes.
that. And you
Yes.
know this. All right.
Yes.
And we do this because that is the way
The way
love
love goes.
goes, baby.
So next time,
That's the
y'all.
way it
Peace.
goes. Peace,
God bless.
peace. God bless ya. God keep you. We'll see you at the conference.
Shout out to Kev on stage.
Yeah, Kev on stage. If you haven't noticed, we like Kev on stage quite a bit.
We love Kev on stage.
Yes, and shout out to our live friend, my sister Augustine, Augie Strong, representing.
Hi.
Hey, hey, hey. We will see y'all later, and have yourselves a blessed, fantabulous day.
Bye.
Peace, peace. Bye.